What's going on, good people? You know the routine. You know the routine. As I always say, hit the like button, whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded. Hit the like button. Going to be getting into another good one. Another good one. Got a lot laid out for you today. Number of topics, number of things we're about to be getting into. Going to be doing quite a few reactions to things. I know how I do. I see stuff that don't make sense, and I like to talk about it, break it down, pick it apart, break it down to the molecule. So it'll be a lot of that going on. It'll be a lot of that going on today in the one of the videos I'm watching. I don't know if this was, I think this video was shot post Kevin Samuels' death. Yeah, these chicks, they still talking about Kevin Samuels. It's that bad. It's that bad. They still talking about this Kevin Samuels movement and what it has done to men and how men are acting like men. I don't know, but so we're going to be getting into that. Going to be getting into it. Going to be stepping right in it. Going to be stepping right in it. So without further ado, let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What is going on? What is up, good people? What is up, good people? Welcome back, everybody who's in the building. Make sure you hit the like button, whether you're catching it live, catching it after it's uploaded. Shout out to the early bird squad, those are making it in bright and early. Before we even get things started, appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to RM, as she always says, on the way in the building, hit the like button. Shout out to Joe Ethereal in the building. Shout out to Joe Ethereal, says salute. Decimation of this comedic chicanery. I don't even know. Should be quite delightful indeed. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Just being jazzy. Podcast clips, crafty ideas in the building. Shout out to Groove Master. Says Morning BR. Keep providing that fire content. Absolutely. I'll try. Shout out to Brenda Muema in the building. Shout out to Brenda. I just was reminded of that time. I got a little strike for it when I you put the link to the little clip of you dancing. I got a strike for that because it was, I guess, that Latin pop or whatever you was dancing to was copywritten. I got a little strike for that. No biggie. But shout out to Brenda. Who else we got in here? Snazzy individual. Royce J. What's going on, brother? Hood Conservative in the building says, hoes lie and thugs cry. based off what I just watched on your channel. That was funny. The Standard RLC in the building. Shout out to you. Dark Knight Mentality in the building. Says, we know they don't want to see us win. That's called patriarchy. You knew exactly where I was going with this. You know exactly where I was going with this. And he says a big 16K. And oh yeah, Joe Ethereal, thank you for you shouted out the 16K as well. Yeah, it's growing. It's growing. This thing is moving. This thing is moving. Yeah, those shorts, they get in there. They get in there. They get subs there. So I'm trying to yeah, I'm trying to grow it that way. Truth be told, that's how a lot of people grow it. It'd be a lot of people. They got, channels with a lot of subs. They got in that short feed. And once you get in there, it take off. It don't necessarily increase your live views numbers immediately, but it will increase your shorts and your pre-records. And then, yeah, once you get in that short and pre-record algorithm, it's the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. But all right. All right, digging right into it. Let's get this thing. Yeah, no doubt. Let's get this thing started. Hold on. Had to do something off camera real quick on y'all. Hold up, y'all. I don't need to see what I'm doing right now. Don't worry about it either. Just had to stop the flow for a second. Snazzy Individual says, keep growing, brother. Absolutely. I'll certainly try. But before we even get going, shout out to Perry in the building. Sent a $5 cash app. I don't know if he said anything along with it. RM, why are you saying hold up? Oh yeah, because I just stopped the show for a second. So yeah, that was okay. Speaking of Hood Conservative says I was supposed to make that a short. Totally forgot. Yeah. You're talking about making shorts, and apparently me and your short-term memory is not the best because I know I'll be always late on the references that I created. But hold up. I started that. In fact, I used to drop a clip whenever somebody would say something out the way. You got to be Johnny on the spot with that kind of stuff and drop. Hold up. I used to drop the actual hold up. Nate Dogg. Wait. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. We're about to dive right on into this. Like I said, make sure you hit the like button as you come on in the building. Make sure you hit the like button, but let's go ahead and let's get ready to go. So he says, salute BR, seeing momentum pick up, keep working. Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping some shorts right when I get off of here. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and
with Kevin Samuels, his movie.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I think.
But there's a part in a woman.
I want to start it from the beginning. Now, I do believe this video came after Kevin Samuels' death. Now, I said he got them so shook that they still talking about Kevin Samuels. Still, it's funny as hell, but that's how shook he had them.
But there's a part in a woman that goes, I just want to be next to my man and see my man win. So this idea that women don't want to see men win because they're at a certain level is bullshit.
Right. Interesting thing.
Now, right out the gate with that, the sleight of hand trickery that's going on there is, I say, yes, women, they want to see their man win. They don't want to see men win. That's the contradiction and conundrum that they're in, because the fact of the matter is like they want some successful high status men, but if there's too many successful high status men in comparison to women, they got a problem with that. That's the evil patriarchy and oppression of women. So we got to bring y'all down, or we got to bring us up. That's what it ends up coming down to. So it's like they're in a weird situation where they want to be with a powerful, successful man that's winning. They want to have that I want one of those powerful, successful men that's winning. I want you all right here to myself. But the rest of you men, the rest of you behave and quit being so successful and oppressing women. But I just want to pull one of you out of this group of men that I complain about. I just want to snatch one out of that group. I just want to snatch one out of that group and pull them and have them to myself. Now the rest of you cut it out and quit being all, showing all that damn leadership. That's that's the conundrum that they're in. It turns into the evil patriarchy argument when we start talking about men being successful. That's the conundrum. That's the trap that they walk into. That's the trap that they walk into. But when a chick is with a dude, she does genuinely want to see him win. There are situations where some chicks be on some competing. I'm competing with him. We're butting, we're fighting. She wants to see him win because, after all, the second that she starts winning and doing better than him, then she starts having a problem with him. So this is in a constant unsteady state of nonsense where the previous deal worked before, the previous deal that they complained about, where men were making most of the money and women made less and men took care of women. That was the previous deal that they worked. That's the previous deal that they low-key crying and claiming that they want back. They claiming that they want that back, but then they don't want it back. It's all over the place. Shout out to Charles Merchant in the chat. He says, this is the essence of bipolar activity. Bipolar activity.
Thing has happened, with Kevin Samuels, his movement. I think he's been able to speak to a group of men that were somewhat feeling insecure or not knowing their, trying to figure out their value. You mentioned, we just talked about.
Were these men feeling insecure? And by the way, this is when we always talk about how there weren't really male voices in these type of discussions, and they try to say yes, it was. I just recently watched it. Hell, when Coach Greg Adams was on Valuetainment, when Hafiz was on there, and Coach Greg Adams made the same point that there weren't really male voices in daytime television and all of that stuff, and the chick was like, "Oh, sure it was. There was Montel." I was about to say Jordan or Williams. Montel Jordan was okay. I'm getting real mixed up. Which one is the talk show host and which one is the R&B singer that made This Is How We Do It? I'm getting the name. Jordan is the one that This Is How We Do It. Boom. This is how we do. Okay, I got them mixed up. Got which was which. Okay, Montel Williams is a TV show host. Montel Jordan. I was talking about the TV show host, but I almost called him Montel Jordan. All right. That damn. That This Is How We Do It. Well, that was a banger. I don't even know what other songs he had, to tell you the truth. I seriously don't know what other songs he had. If that was, he could have just did a one-hit wonder of that one right there and then just call it. He good. Prince Revolver in the building says black men have remained silent for decades. Women still have the floor on every platform except for this one. No, I mean that's why I love the poetic beauty of men speaking, of men speaking their thoughts, views, and ideas on the internet in a low barrier to entry kind of way. You don't got to go through no big record executives. You don't got to get no stamp of approval. You don't have to get, it is like, no, you just come on in. The audience tells you if you're worth listening to. If don't nobody listen to you, then they probably communicate. Well, I ain't gonna say that because there's some people with great channels, with great content, but they just haven't blown up yet. But in general, you determine your worth, you determine your value, you determine what you put out there. And once that became the game, when the internet made it easy for people to get their views, perspectives, and opinion out there, and it wasn't filtered in the way that it was, previously. And speaking of that filtering, I'm not going to get this video sent to Patreon like the last one, but I did come across something very interesting where I'm all the way over here. I gotta get down here. Where you see how it says up there, who can damn it, let me drop this real quick. Who controls your mind? I gotta get all the way over here. Who controls your mind? Everything in the red, that are the media of those that wear smaller hats, and those that we don't speak of. That's the amount of it that they control. That's the amount of it that they control. I'm going to touch on that briefly a little later on, but not that much. Not that much. I was mad when my last stream went to Patreon, but I will touch on that. I will basically do a brief Kanye West is right segment that people gloss over. But shout out to Prince Revolver in the building, dropping a $10 super chat on it. Do appreciate you. He says black men or men have remained silent for decades. Women still have the floor on every other platform. But no, that's there's touch and go BR. Yeah. No, yeah, I gotta be careful with that one. I don't want to lose my shit finally growing. I don't want to lose it while it's finally growing. But all right, let's get back into it.
Spears, and you talked about how his appearance. Do you think there's like?
Oh wait, hold on. He's saying Kevin Samuels opened up. Oh wait, I got to touch on that. He said Kevin Samuels, this guy interviewing, asking the very leading question, saying did he open up or start a movement for guys who were insecure? I don't think it was necessarily insecurity. I think it was guys who didn't necessarily understand their value. There's a lot of guys who probably didn't get on that well with the ladies, probably did okay with them, just did decent with them, but they're relatively smart guys. They got some little tech career, some little IT gig, some little gig where they making $100,000 a year. And Kevin Samuels was the one that basically tapped him on the shoulder like, hey, you do understand how rare you are. You do understand where you at on the market. You do understand that women like resources, and you got the resources. So you do understand that you don't have to get with some overweight, over 40 baby mama with a couple kids by a couple men. You don't, I mean, yeah, you 45 and she's 43. And I mean, yeah, but no, you don't have to do that. You can, like, you in your early 40s, you can pull a chick with the amount of money you make. You could pull a chick in your late 20s. I mean, chick in her late 20s. Some people be going all the way down to 21, and okay, yeah, if you can pull that off, pull it off. But typically, 10-year age gap is more normal, I would say. But either way, pull off whatever you can pull off. If you 42, you pull them 22, go ahead. But I just think 42 making good money, yeah, late 20s, early 30s. That's what a chick. That's what I normally see. That's what I normally see. I'm just talking about what I normally see. That's how it be. And that's how it be. Kevin Samuels was the one that like tapped him on the shoulder and reminded him, you in your late 30s, 38, making this good money. An in shape 26-year-old with no kids is how the market works for men of other races that are at your level of success. You do know that, right? So really what he did is he let a whole sector of men understand where they rank and where their actual value is, and let a whole sector, generation, or majority population of black women understand that their value wasn't what they thought it was. It just wasn't there. It just wasn't there. So it wasn't about male insecurity. It was about men accepting a bad deal under bad arrangements, the old contract, the old deal, where you start basically publicly negotiating a new deal that men should a previous deal that men shouldn't accept and the type of deal that men should accept. And then women like the one you see on the screen, she obviously didn't like that deal, or like the simp interviewing her, she ain't like that deal. But anyway,
I think
let's get past the, well, she's gonna talk about Kevin Samuels for a little bit in this, but we're gonna get past Kevin Samuels part. Let's go.
able to speak to a group of men that were somewhat feeling insecure or not knowing their, trying to figure out their value. You mentioned, we just talked about Aries Spears, and you talked about how his appearance. Do you think there's like this thing of unattractive men having these high standards that needs to be kind of figured out?
Absolutely.
Bullshit. The men who are actively currently dating the most overweight, I'm trying to be nice. But the men who are actively dating the most overweight women, who are most likely to show up with another man's kids, that in many cases don't grow their own hair from the root, got somebody else's hair on their head, too much makeup and raptor claw nails, the whole works. You can't say that the men who are actively dating in that dating pool are also the same men who have the too high of a standard. The men who have the too high of a standard are Asian men. Asian men have the highest standard. They hell no, they don't. You don't see an Asian guy walking around with some overweight Asian chick. You don't even see overweight Asian chick. You don't see them messing around. Even because even in Asia, they do have some, I don't know if to call it some affinity or deference towards, the West or white people. But even then, Asian men won't come over here and get with a fat white chick because she white. No, that's what having a standard look like. They'll fall on the sword before they go out like that. Black men are willing to go out like that. So you can't say that. No, you can't say that there's some high standard that black men apparently have. You can't say that. There's a movement online of black men saying don't accept garbage. That's definitely a movement. Conservatives said Asians don't let fat girls out in public. Actually, a little known fact, they don't let pregnant women out in public either. When the last time you seen a pregnant Asian woman walking around? You don't see that. Like they don't allow pregnant women to leave the house. That's some strong culture. And I was having that conversation. I was actually having that conversation, and somebody was like, well, that's because, their society, their men, everybody gathers around, they take care of her. But I'm like, no, it's not just that. Because I remember I was out at some recreational activity, some little festival, and I saw 2 pregnant black women out there walking around. They didn't have to be there. They was there just for fun. So it ain't even a matter of somebody is always there to take care of them. No, they just don't allow them to leave. They don't let them leave the house. I don't see a homeless Asian. I gotta get out of the chat. They don't allow pregnant Asian women to leave the house. You never see them walking around. I've never seen a pregnant Asian woman. They don't go to the grocery store. Somebody does it for them, and just normal recreational activity, going out, going places, going to, you just don't see them out. You seem like you would see one just out dining with her family. No, they do not be out the house. You almost never see it.
Absolutely. But
where do you think that comes from?
Here's the thing that Kevin Samuels was communicating.
High standards.
Now, the funny thing is he talking about some epidemic of men having too high of some standards, but he blew up and got famous because it was a woman who had an average at best woman who had too high of a standard. So that's the irony in him even bringing that up.
That needs to be kind of figured out.
Absolutely. But
where do you think that comes from?
Here's the thing that Kevin Samuels was communicating, but in a toxic way. the benefit for men is that women, number one, don't mind settling, because a lot of women, their primary goal is to have a partner. Men also want partners, but men know that in
let's get back to this whole thing about women don't mind settling. Women don't mind settling. I've said it a number of times. Mating success for a male is to propagate his DNA with as many females as possible. Mating success for a female is to propagate her DNA with the best possible male that she could get. Women are hardwired to not settle. Men are hardwired to date down. That's baked into the cake. It's no way to get around that. Women are far more picky. Women, all the data shows that women are pickier than men. That's pretty much how it is. That's so again, it's like these people, they be having these conversations off in some fictional land. They be having these conversations off in some fictional land where where women are just women are just willfully choosing. Women are just willfully just choosing just anything. Now they will sleep with a bum type of dude if he turned her on in other ways. So he has some other type of currency in the market. They will do that. I'm not saying that they won't do that, but settle, no. That's them scratching their biological itch because they found other ways in this modern world that they fought for it to be this way to make their own money, so they don't have to prioritize resources. So that's essentially what that is.
The society that we're in right now, especially like in America and especially in like New York, the stats are crazy for men. Like for every one guy, there's like 10 women.
Right.
And
She's saying for every one guy, it's like 10 women. Where do they get this stuff from? Like, seriously, I've been trying to figure out where on earth do they get that from. I'm trying to see if I got the data pulled up, and I don't got it ready to go. But I don't know where they get that from, where they start talking about this 1 to 10. In Atlanta, they used to say 16 to 1. They throw out stuff like that, but is you can't find it anywhere. You can't find it anywhere. Like 10 to 1, that's insane. That's insane. I have not seen that. I have not seen that anywhere. I have not seen that anywhere.
So women, what you gonna do? How you gonna fix it? I mean, I guess we just gotta start killing bitches, right? Because we out here settling. So for men to have that advantage, and then sort of what they've done with it is become toxic on top of it, and sort of like a nana boo boo. So there's a lot of men using certain truths that are happening in the world to their benefit.
Yeah.
And it's no man is
As if women, she's making up some false stuff saying that men are using these falsehoods to their benefit. But it's a lot of truths that in the world that women use to their benefit all the time in the market. They use their benefit all the time. We're about to be getting into that real soon. I don't know why this jumped out. He says, I'm at Home Depot like every day. I see pregnant Asian women a lot. But the different Dr. Bernard is there's always an Asian husband next to her. American women are delusional and entitled fools. I never see Asian women out. I never see Asian women out. Ever. I mean, Asian pregnant women. Never see it. Never see it. So that if you see it, great. I never see it.
Ever going to want you. And it's like, if there are more women than men, at some point women probably will have to share. Women may not want to acknowledge that, right? Women will have to share. I'm telling you, I don't want to share. I mean,
man, I wish I had the data ready to go on that. I thought that was one of the ones I had sitting in the chamber ready to go, where it breaks down the difference in men and women. At most prime dating ages is pretty much equal, even among black people. Okay, yeah, I did have it ready to go. All right, here it is. Yeah, y'all know this is a data-driven show. Hold on. And let me move this down. All right, here we go. Population okay, percent of males compared to females. All right, so yeah, 18 to 34, that's prime dating age. It's 50-50. It's 50-50 there. All right. Among black males compared to black females, it's literally 50-50 in 18 to 34. When you get to 34 to 64, because some dudes die, before women, we talking it dropped down to 47%. But there's a lot of old people bumping up those numbers. But prime dating age is the same. So they always pull out this information about women outnumbering men and how men have some advantage in the dating market due to the numbers and the figures and how men outnumber them. Then you got to turn around and explain why such a high percentage of men report no sex. It's 10 to 1. It's 10 to 1, but then it's still like 30% of men under the age of 30 who reported no sex in the last year. Like, that's one that you would have to be able to make sense. You would have to be able to some way, somehow make that make sense in order to try to say that men have some advantage. No, it's the simple fact that, like I said, mating success for a woman is to get with the best possible male she can. And now in this modern time, they determine what makes that man the best possible man. They determine that based off their own arbitrary reasons or their tingly on the inside reasons. And then those men get what they get. And those men wield that power. Those men have a rotation. Those men can be nonchalant and not give a fuck and treat women just so. And they extrapolate that to all men. And then come up with convoluted, contrived arguments or ways to try to shoehorn in some way to, I guess, put themselves in more of a victim state. But in reality, it's more or less their own choices that have them in the situation that they're in, and a number of other things. But shout out to the three people that contributed thus far today. Appreciate everybody who support the stream. And Sama Abdu in the building, he says, BR, you ever going to do one-on-one series again? I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean I'm ever going to do I think you mean do a one-on-one series again? I do one-on-ones as they come. I reach out to people. I try to set stuff up, and when I get something set up, it happens. I'll probably take all the one-on-ones that I've done and put them in a playlist so they can all be right there. So they can be right there and easy to find. I'll probably do that. And actually, in fact, that makes sense. Because I've done a lot of good one-on-ones with a lot of people, from Crimson Cure, Angry Man, ARC. Shit, did one with BGS a while back. That was a minute ago, about 2 years ago. So yeah, it's a lot of good ones on there. It's definitely a lot of good ones on there. So I'll do that. But no, doing one-on-ones and collabs, that's always on the table. And anybody listening who would like to collab in any way, shape, or form, hit my email. Go to for collabs, booking at thegrownmanhour.com. Hit that email, and then let's get it set up, get it popping. But all right, let's get back into this. Oh, hold up, where I'm at.
Yeah.
So what I have to do as a woman is not try to find my way to this dude. It's to find other options for myself where I'm not relying on a man to validate who I am as a person. Thankfully, for me, I have a good career.
Now, did y'all hear that? Now, on one hand, they would try to say that we're wrong. But when you hear it out of the horse's mouth of them saying I've replaced a man with a career. Like she literally said it. She literally said what we've been saying, that they replace a man with a career. Like, if that's not the full embodiment of the Kevin Samuels says, "What does your husband think about this?" and the chick turn around and say, "I'm not married. I would never. I'm a PhD." Like, that's basically what she just said. She literally just said, I don't have a man. I have a career. But the problem in it is the convoluted, contrived reasons why they're saying that they don't, because women allegedly outnumber men 10-1. It's like this is the craziness. But at the same time, she's saying that women rooting for men to win. No. You're rooting for that one that you're with. You're rooting for him to win. You're not rooting for men to win, because what you're just criticizing, what you're criticizing when it comes to men who are successful, who know their value and know their worth, which you're criticizing what it looks like when men win. When men win, they have options, and you're demonstrating that you have somewhat of a problem with that. So you can't say in one hand you want men to win, but when men are winning and this is what it looks like, you then have a problem with it. And whether no, I will decline the invitation to collab with you. Actually, I'm just bullshitting. I would love to collab with you. I would love to do a one-on-one with you, and we can really hash it all out. But Weather back in the building says, actually, Bernard, you shouldn't seek validation from anyone, regardless of gender. So in that aspect, if sincere, I agree with her. Of course you agree with her. Of course you agree with her. And I don't know who, I didn't hear her saying that you should or shouldn't seek validation. That wasn't her. I didn't hear a message of seeking validation or not seeking validation. That ain't what I heard. What I heard was a convoluted, contrived way for her to explain why she can't get a man, but she made her peace with it, and her cope with it is, I have a career, so I'm good. But all the convoluted, contrived reasons are the bullshit. What you will find out, her being a successful comedian making a lot of money, the men who make that amount of money aren't checking for women that look like her. That's really what it is, and everything else is the cope. Everything else is the cope. That's the reason why she's criticizing Kevin Samuels, saying he started a movement full of insecure men. No, you hate that he put it in men's mind that, no, you're making X number of dollars, that warrants this on the dating market, and her making X number of dollars, it don't matter. She's still an unattractive woman. It don't matter if she make $300,000. She's still unattractive. You're mad that he put that in their mind, so that shrunk your dating market to men who would want you for your money, but those exact men that want her for her money is the exact men that she don't want. That's why even after his death, she's still criticizing Kevin Samuels, because she's feeling that sting on the market from the after effects, the afterwave, the aftershock of Kevin Samuels. They're still feeling that sting on the market that somebody on a massive scale that get millions upon millions of views per week put it in the head of men that women don't barter and trade with their success. They barter and trade with their looks, beauty, femininity, and their overall, I would say, pleasantness to be around. That's pretty much what it is for me. If I find you attractive and you're pleasant to be around, that's pretty much it. Everything else is bonus. If you're successful and could add some type of intellectual value to what I do, or all of that is bonus. All of that is bonus. But thank you, Weather, for the super chat. See, I like your super chats, even though you be on some bull. You do prompt me to talk about things. You prompt me to talk. No, Jack, don't tell Weather good morning. It's never a good morning for Weather. Weather only has bad mornings. Nothing's good. Nothing is good about no. He only has bad mornings. Hit the like button. Support the stream. Like, share, subscribe. donate, contribute, all of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. Appreciate each and every one of you, including Weather. The Standard RLC in the building says she was on Black Phillip. Same rhetoric and beliefs. I gotta check that out. I saw her in a discussion. Actually, I covered that. I didn't know who she was, but I covered that. She was in a discussion with Ashley Larry. Oh, damn, Brenda, that was a good one. That was at the tip. That joke was at the tip of my tongue. Weather comes in one form of weather. That joke was at the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't quite get it out. I was fishing for a line like that. And I just couldn't quite reel it in. I was trying to reel it in. I couldn't quite get it reeled in. It was at the tip of my tongue though.
Right. Thankfully for me, I have other things in my life that benefit me. Who I speak for is the women who don't have a lot of other options, right? They're women that maybe not career women, or they've only been raised to, where's my husband? Who's the man I'm going to take care of? Where's the man I'm going to love? Those are the women that.
Did she imply that somewhere in Black America there are women that were raised to be wives and just have a husband to take care of, to have and hold and love and cherish, and that's what, like, come on. Stop the cap.
My heart cries for, because a lot of those women get overlooked. For as much as we have men saying that women are gold diggers and women want this, they want that, I'm like, I see a lot of regular women everywhere settling for a lot of regular shit. Not only that,
you see how they talk, and this is a big part of the problem. The whole thought process of the modern woman, the modern female, as Black Ram calls them, the modern female. Shout out to Black Ram 313. I see a lot of regular women settling for a lot of regular stuff. They believe that if a regular woman is settling if she's with regular. If she's regular and he's regular, it's not a settle. But in their mind, they think that that's a settle. Exhibit A that debunks her original point of men with some ridiculously high standard. She refuted her own argument. She just kept talking and refuted her own argument. If you're trying to say that it's men who have some ridiculously high standard and that has everything tipped upside down, but then you on another hand say that regular women are settling for regular, then you're, by admission right there, you're admitting, you're confessing that women are the ones with the higher standard. You're making that concession right out the gate.
I have friends of mine who are these high value women with the degrees and that no man want. Yeah, but stop acting like you don't want her because she's some independent bitch that don't know how to treat a man, because I'm telling you, those women know how to treat a man. Right. I've watched them take care of bum niggas.
It could be intimidating, I think.
What did I say earlier? When they get a certain amount of money and they don't need a man for money, yes, they will like to meet that man that makes that money that they make, but short of meeting him, they will gladly take a bum. They would gladly take a sexy bum that they can control. Like, so they will take the exact type of man that they don't want, that they don't want, but they'll because they have that job that replaces an aspect of a man, they will just take that genetic currency and then complain about it, and then complain about him being a bum, without looking at or noticing the fact that even though you make X amount of dollars, you don't qualify for these dudes that make that same amount of money too, because they can get with some women a lot hotter than you. And I don't buy the argument that there's some discrepancy in personality. I don't see that. We'll probably talk about that later. A woman that's attractive versus a woman that's unattractive. I don't across the board see that the less attractive woman has a better attitude, better personality, better outlook on life, or none of that. So it's not like if you give up beauty and you get a woman that's less attractive that you're gonna gain in some other areas. I mean, and there's some women where you do, but for the most part, I don't see that. Shout out to Game Changer. You see just as many fat, unattractive women, on them surveillance cams at McDonald's throwing French fries over the counter. you see that all the same. You see that all the same.
Is what it is.
222 people in the building. Hit the like button if you're new here. Definitely. I mean, if you're new here, subscribe. Picking up a lot of subscribers. If you're new here, subscribe. But if you just got in, hit the like button if you just walked through the door.
Right. But that's where the man needs to go. Wow, it is hard to be with a woman that got this and got that, especially if I don't have this and that. But we're in a society that would rather tear the man down, to tear the woman down. Because you don't hear that on the other end when men are high profile, and then there's women that are not to the profile of their man. They're not going, well, look at him out here. They go, oh, how do I love him? Here's what women do.
It's a difference between male and. I'm new. No, you're not, Aaron B. Okay. Anyway, don't throw me off. Obviously, it's a difference in male and female. Obviously, it's a difference. Obviously, a woman. No, I'm gonna look at it like this. Aaron B, you threw me off bad. I was squinting my eyes looking at that. You said you knew here. But anyway, obviously, since the beginning of time, men been taking care of women. Obviously, we know what that is. And now that all the heavy lifting of building society is done, and a woman can make just as much money as a man in some cozy job somewhere, she's in a situation where it's a statistical probability that you will be with a man, end up with a man and make less money than you. The problem isn't necessarily the man who has a problem with that woman making that much money, because you just talked about how there's a lot of women that make that good money that know how to treat a man, and they taking care of bums. So there are men who don't care. There are men who prefer that woman to make that amount of money. The person who has a problem with it is the woman. They always try to spin that and put that on the man, but we already know that is the woman that has the problem if the man is not making enough money. It is the woman that have the problem with that. It is the woman. That's one that they cannot put that one on the man. They cannot put that one on the man. That's what they always try to spin it around and do. Only 95 likes, that ain't good enough. Only 95 likes, that ain't good enough. Hit the like button. But they cannot put that one on the man. They already know exactly what that is, that they've worked hard to get in that position. It is a statistical probability. It is a statistical probability. Once a woman starts making X number of dollars, there's a probability that she might end up with a man that makes less money than her. It is not the men who are walking around with the major problem with that. It is a woman in her attitude that comes with it. I mean, listen, most men know and have seen that. If they was with the hell, it played out plenty of times on Kevin Samuels' show. It was a chick that was making, she was a CNA making regular little money while going to nursing school or whatever. Her dude was a entry level blue collar worker, making $50,000 a year, something like that. She fucked around and finished nursing school. She started making $80,000. She wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough for her no more. Broke up the family. Like that type of thing happens. I've talked about that. The education hustle that some women do, where they get with a dude while they going to school and building themselves up, and then they find a reason to fuck up the relationship, and it's his fault. They figure out a way to make it his fault, and then they leave once they've got their own little come up while in the relationship. But the only reason they was able to get that come up in the relationship because he was working hard, doing probably blue collar work and steel toe boots or whatever. He doing that kind of work, and then she's, working a little sort of easy job and going to school full time, but don't really have the burden of really, fully, having to pay bills and take care of everything. And then once she gets her education, either they'll get that education on assistance or they'll get that education with living with a man. Nobody bats an eye at that. I always say a woman has permission to be a bum. A woman has permission to be a bum. And what I mean by that is a woman, women, there's almost no cutoff age to where a woman can't have a roommate. They could figure out a way to to live a soft life while chasing their dreams, no matter how long it takes. And then once they get there, they're there. Men have to be grinding and working hard, and sometimes have to sacrifice the dream in order to just make ends meet. You said Golden Girls, cut it out, to make ends meet. That's typically how it is for men. So when she's talking about it's not that way, the other way around, where a woman gets with a man that makes a lot of money and she's gonna feel some type of way about it. Of course, she's not going to feel some type of way if she's benefiting from this man that's making a lot of money, and this man is not going to feel some type of way, because that's the natural order of things for men to be in that power position with a woman, or have the money and have the resources and all of that. That's been the natural order of things since the beginning of time. That's been the natural order of things from the beginning of time. It's when it's out of that natural order that it becomes a problem. But I do believe that problem comes more on the female end, because they're more likely to say, I can't respect this man if I make more money than him. But the only reason that I can make more money than him, because in this well-civilized Western world built by men, who can make the most money, like I've said before, who can make the most money, it comes down to, you can type more words per minute than him. Okay, so you're making more money. Okay, good. It turns into situations like that. It turns into situations like that where the heavy lifting of building society has been done, and then now it's a you can pass a test, you can get a degree, and then you qualified for a certain position, and that pays $75,000 a year, and he makes 60, and now you can't respect him. Like that's more so what happens than this man who makes 60 having some serious problem that his woman is making 75.
Jay-Z had like some type of a ribbon cutting. This was years and years ago. I think this was before him and Beyonce got married.
Okay.
And Beyonce came to that event dressed down. I mean, not, it's Beyonce, so even her dress down looks fabulous. But, she came like, she had the hair pulled back. She had like a little suit on. She was like, I'm his woman. I'm like, Beyonce doing this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no matter, and I'm sure Jay-Z, and he seems like a very secure man, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a part in a woman that goes, I just want to be next to my man and see my man win. So this idea that women...
That was a very good observation, and I think Beyonce does actually embody that. I make a lot of observations about Beyonce, a lot of similar observations. You notice when they were in that elevator, when Solange was kicking Jay-Z in the nuts, and Beyonce, some people criticize Beyonce for not doing nothing, but she looked real timid and docile and didn't know what to do in the face of violence. It's something feminine about that. And there's something very self-aware about her understanding that on Jay-Z's big things, you don't show up looking like the Grammys on Jay-Z's big thing. She understands, Beyonce understands that. So I trained Solange for that fight. Oh my goodness. Cut it out. That's a good observation there too. Jig literally got Beyonce when she was 20. I didn't know if she was exactly 21. I think they probably started when she was 21. I think it probably didn't get full blown and serious. He actually wrote some lyrics. Where it was a moment she was more focused on career than him. And, and he said if he was her age, he would have been the same way. So it was like a little grace period where they, both, she got a little older, and he got a little older, but not she ain't wait to 39. She didn't wait to 47, 46 to to try to get on board, right? No, I mean, but it was a grace period when she was young and she wasn't trying to. Oh damn, he says you're looking like Tracy Morgan. It was a grace period though. It was a legit grace period where she wasn't trying to do the family thing.
Don't want to see men win because they're at a certain level is bullshit.
Right.
Right? I can't tell you how many dudes who's going to be on my level in comedy right now.
Oh yeah, we got to circle back to that. But she went back to the point that I made at the beginning. She circled back to the point that I made at the beginning, where she's saying it's bullshit that women don't want to see men win. I said it at the beginning. I reiterate. They want to see Emma Perry. She's a comedian. She's a successful comedian. I forgot her name. Look her up. I don't know how you're gonna look her up without knowing her name. I don't do good research on people. I just react to what I'm hearing them say. Here's the deal. She's saying that women, this bullshit that women don't want to see their man win. They want to see that the man that they're with, they want to see him win, provided that they're benefiting off of it. So yes, they do want to see him win. But in general, they're in the contradiction or conundrum to where if they want there to they want it to be more men, more successful men out there and everywhere. But at the same time, they have a major problem with that because they look at that as sexism, patriarchy, and all of that. It's like, so that's a problem. It's like they want it to be an overabundance of that, but then at the same time, when it's an overabundance of that, then the complaint comes in that, wait a minute, wage gap, Title IX, you know where I'm going with that. They have a problem with that success when it really plays out and women are looking statistically like second-class citizens. So it's like they want to be successful and make just as much money as men, but they also, it's only, I think BGS just talked about this, there's only so many high-paying jobs and careers that go around. So if you want an overabundance in a pool of men like that to choose from, but when it is an overabundance of that, it becomes a problem. So what it comes down to is that they selfishly they want to pull one of those powerful, successful men out and have it and hold it to myself, and then wave the finger at the other men. Now you guys cut it out being all successful and oppressing women and patriarchy. That's what they want to do. But you're okay. You're okay. Go ahead and conquer the world and let me benefit from it. But the rest of you, take a step back and let women get those high positions. Women get those high positions. We don't have enough high earning men. It's like that's the conundrum that they run into. That's the conundrum. I still haven't watched that video. Sounds like we gotta. I mean, I see you saying sounds like we gotta oppress women. You made a video about oppressing women. I haven't watched that one yet. I was just talking to Mike when I was down in Detroit. Or is it up in Detroit? No, down in Detroit. I forgot where I was at on the map. Anyway, when I was down in Detroit, I was talking to Mike, and he was talking about how good that video was. I still haven't watched it.
Win because they're at a certain level is bullshit.
Right.
Right? I can't tell you how many dudes who's going to be on my level in comedy right now that ain't married. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of cats that are not on my level in comedy. So
it's not about on your level in comedy who's not married. It's if they're on your level in comedy and they're making hundreds of $1,000s a year doing shows per year. That's a lot of young, hot, attractive women coming before them, groupies. And when they do want to get married, it ain't with your ass. It's not with your ass, but she's using that. Oh, they're already married. They're already gone. No, it's so you could tell that even post Kevin Samuels, a lot of them are trying to reset it to, as women, we barter and trade with our money and resources. That's what they're trying to reset it to. We barter and trade with our money and resources. And the problem is there's just not enough of them on said level. That's what they're going with. That's what they're going with. Deli Raver in the building says, I put me and my wallet on a diet and we're both starting to see change. I had enough left over to toss you a 10 for the show. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Now I'm not sure if I just cheated on my diet or not. That's a conundrum. That's a legitimate conundrum. I sympathize. I sympathize with you on that one.
I fall with some dude. Okay, I like you. I like you for who you were. Listen, let's come build with what I got. Some of these dudes, they don't want to do that. The first thing they get insecure about is my stand-up, or I'm funnier than them. I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah, 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 blah. And even I gotta go, oh, how do I tone me down?
Yeah, I mean, you said that your grandfather and
She's saying she messed with comedians who get jealous about her stand-up. If it's a comedian that's making less money than her, I'm calling Cap for this reason. If a comedian, listen, if a comedian is not making that much money, that is practically the perfect scenario for that comedian that's not making that much money. A male comedian who's not making that much money, you get a woman that make a lot of money and live on the road. He's going to work that strategy where he's going to go. he bumming it. He on the road. She on the road. They traveling in different directions. They doing that, but they home base is a home base that she pay a lot of money for. So basically, he could do what chicks do. He could basically low key, lightweight live off of her until he blow up and get successful. Because that's my argument is that's what women do. You can't tell me a comedian ain't on that same shit too. You can't tell me a male comedian that get with her ain't on some, oh, she funny as fuck and she making that money and I'm, doing smaller gigs. I'm just about to leech a little bit. That's low key what she dealing with. It ain't insecurity about her funniness and her money. That ain't it. Weather in the building says, Bernard, how do you feel about two women running for governor in Michigan? Are you privy to one over the other? I'm not getting into that. At the moment. Don't derail the show. Don't derail the topic. Something's coming down the pipeline where I will talk about that, but I ain't derailing that right now. But if you know the sitting, you know who I don't rock with. I'll just say that. For sure who I'm not rocking with. But I ain't getting into that. He says she needs jail niggas. Captain Cisco in the building says, do you believe okay, see, I just really fucking with me today. Says, do you believe in aliens now that UFO declassified? I don't know nothing about UFOs being declassified. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. But do I believe in aliens? I believe it's a high probability that there's life elsewhere in the universe. He did an interesting derailment. This is one of my favorite pet topics, talking about science fiction, science dorky stuff. I believe there's life elsewhere in the universe, but I don't believe we're visited by flying saucers. That's where I'm at with that. There's no evidence that we're visited by any other technology building, space traveling alien life forms. There's no evidence of that, but it's still a high probability that there's some microorganism somewhere, at least some microorganism somewhere out in space.
Still a certain level of independence. Just kind of me in terms of the dating space, I understand the intimidation because it's going to require more out of me as a man to be able to feel like
I hate when they talk about that intimidation stuff. I don't buy that. I've never heard a man say, I'm intimidated by this woman. I'm intimidated by her. I never hear that. I hear women saying that men are intimidated by me, and I hear weaker, pandering, accepting whatever women say type men, basically conceding the point. I see that all the time, them conceding the point. But seriously, they intimidated by a woman, that's just weird. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. It's like some dudes just accept what women say whole hog. Explain what you mean right there. I mean, it's the Black Manosphere, so I wouldn't be surprised if he did believe that what the black women are aliens. No, I don't believe that they're aliens. Cut it out.
Man in our space, because I do think that's where some brothers are maybe struggling, where it's easy to see the damsel in distress and I could just show up in my presence and she's like, oh my God, baby, you're here. But a woman that can like change her own tires, like how the fuck do I be the hero in
But
this?
it's easy to be the hero in that. Because if I know how to change my own tires, you can change them. Thank God. I'm tired of changing my own tires.
Yeah.
I'm only
But
learning to.
interesting enough, a lot of guys don't have that don't know how to do that.
Well, listen, if it take me showing you how to change tires so that I don't have to change tires anymore and that make you feel like a man, I'll show you how to change your tires.
Bullshit. The second a woman have to show a man how to change a tire, her vagina dries up, she'll never respect them. They just be saying shit. It's like she's doing her own version of the pretending to be a pick-me act, but she's about to criticize pick-me's real soon.
I think what people don't understand is like what men are not getting is beating down a woman only gives you like a hamburger, right?
What is she talking about beating down a woman? That's predicated on that's predicated on the notion that Kevin Samuels beat down women, and based off everything that I heard her say, how she described it, which he indirectly was describing just the simple fact that Kevin Samuels let men know, he let men and women know where they value are and where they rank, and she didn't like where she ranked, so she's calling it beating down a women.
Building up a woman to give you a meatloaf, and yes, I'm using a food analogy, you bitch. Okay, but you can beat down a woman, get you a hamburger. You can build a.
I'm glad she caught herself on that one and didn't say, you bitch. I'm glad she caught herself on that one. We didn't have to point out that she's using a food analogy. That she's talking about all this male-female relationship dynamics, but never mind the fact that you're fat and you're calling men bitches.
Up and add ingredient and then get you a nice meatloaf that you can have some sides with.
Right.
And I think men are sort of on this, if I beat her down, you ain't shit. Nobody wants you. You ain't this, you ain't that. They go, then we can conquer these women that we would never have access to because they're doing better than us, beat them down to our level, and then now we get to pick from them. And then you wonder.
That's where they start, well, that beat them down shit. That's some bullshit. This is where they clearly start on some, start believing their own press and throwing black girl magic parades. This is where they clearly start believing their own press and start throwing black girl magic parades. They're thinking that that women are doing significantly better than men. Women are doing better than normal. Women are doing better than what they have typically done. Women are doing better than what they have historically done. But doing better than that, you know, they literally think, I guarantee if you ask the average black woman right now, hey, do black women make more money than black men? They will say yes. I've heard black men with big platforms say that. I've heard black men with big platforms say that. Like they honestly believe that. Like that's where they're at with it. In their mind, they're doing great. In their mind, they're doing great. Everything's great about them. And black men need to catch up. That's where it's at in their mind. But when I look at the data, I see them making less. She's trying to talk about what men need to do to accept these women that are making more money than them. You could talk about it from a probability standpoint that if you got X number of women making X number of dollars, then yeah, there's going to be some men, it's going to be with women that make more money than them. Yeah, we could talk about it like that, but don't make it seem like across the board that's what's going on.
Why the women you're picking from got an attitude, or they strong, or they mean, or they this and they that. Cause like they've been in battles with you niggas since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Or you can do this thing, right?
Not you pulling out that historical context stuff.
You can play chess. I had an ex who loved chess. 2 exes actually loved chess. Both of them niggas played checkers with me. They didn't know how to play chess. In chess, your queen is on the board, right?
Oh shit.
She's guarding you as the king. At some point, you got to be the dude to say, listen, I got my bitch out in the front. But also, as I got her out in the front, I got all these other niggas surrounding her. So it take a lot before you get to me. And it is the dude they're going to try to get to. You got to go through all these different, but not only that, the queen has been fortified with so much power from the king that she can move any way she wants to. She can send dudes on her own. She can navigate in ways before, oh, you messed up over here. Let me just get over here because he couldn't do it. The rook couldn't do it. So I'm here. Oh, let me get over here. All of that while she's protecting her king. To do that, you have to be strong. I don't think men understand that women need to be strong women in order to be this functional woman that you want. And her softness will come whenever she interacts with you.
Now, I thought the official argument was, if I have to go out and be strong and do all of this and do all of that, that's going to put me in my masculine energy if I have to do all of that. And it's hard for me to come down from that when I get home with you. So that's why I'm beating my chest and still barking when I get around you. But now she's trying to flip the argument around that no, she has to go out and be strong to get all that testosterone and aggression out of her in the world. She got to go out into the world, out in man world, and tell men what to do and do men's job. And so when she come home, she'll just fall a feminine woman into your lap. Like, come, like that's she don't realize she's arguing arguing against the argument that so many women have made. And not only that, she's probably arguing against previous arguments that she's made, because she's probably said, you can't expect me to be feminine and in shape and clean and do all cook and clean and do all this nice, dainty, feminine stuff and all that if I got to go out and make that money just like you. Now she's saying that, no, going out and making that money, being hard and strong and grabbing my nuts and conquering the world, that's what makes me soft with you. It's like they just throwing random words together at that point. They're literally just throwing random words together.
You determine her softness. But you got to let her be strong too. You got to let her be somebody that can build. And so you don't complain about all these things. But really, when we get down to the bottom of it, we have men complaining about women they cannot acquire to women that they can. So they're punching down. You're calling everybody a gold digger, a BBL, you weave, you this, you that. You're talking about a small population of women that you're seeing on Instagram. You're running into their DMs. And because they got BBLs and they look hot, they can get a man in Dubai to take them out for billions of dollars. And you're going to bring them out for what, 45 cents?
Yeah.
So then the women that you have access to, you yell at them about the stuff that the women that you can't get access to are doing. So
that is absolute utter bullshit. Absolute utter bullshit. She's trying to reduce the arguments and the points that men make online to them complaining about IG models. Men, there's some men and we talk a little shit about the goofy shit that IG models do. We poke fun at that. But in real life, no man is sitting there beating down or arguing down or mad at the chick that he's with over some chick on IG selling vag online. She's using her 350,000 subs to sell pussy online or get flown out to Dubai. So we're gonna beat up on the regular chick for what she's doing. Like, come on. Like, that is not a thing. That is not a thing that is happening. That is something that she has essentially made up. Now, there is a such thing as a social, on this whole social media war thing or whatever, where the people who are popular and famous are going to get talked about. If Amber Rose does or says something stupid, somebody going to talk about it or respond to it. If Brittany Renner says something stupid, somebody going to talk about it or respond to it. But the regular dude who approaches a regular woman out on the streets and they talking and they kicking it or whatever, he ain't beating her down over whatever stupid shit Brittany Renner did. Like, she's just pulling that argument like that. That is the deliberate attempt to try to, again, to take the air out of the tires of the good points that men make about modern women by trying to say that everything that you're saying only applies to Instagram models with long weave and BBLs. All of the criticism that I gave today to the concepts and ideas that this chick is talking about had nothing to do with that. Absolutely positively nothing to do with that. It's Dark Knight mentality. It's gaslighting to the highest degree and highest order.
Now you've got all these women who are social workers, librarians, teachers, whatever regular women about their grind, beautiful women trying to do their thing, and they're going, what are we doing? Why are we being so attacked? So now that puts a whole other demographic of women who are like, well, when in Rome, do as Roman. Yeah. So now you got all these pick me, choose me, thirsty bitches out here running around tomorrow. What we got to do for our men? And it's like, it's a vicious cycle. And at some point, I'm going to be clashing with
the pick me chicks. When you're talking about pick me chicks, choose me chicks, or whatever, are you talking about the content creators? Oh, and that just gave me an opportunity to use this again before I delete it. That just gave me an opportunity to use that again. Everybody hates pick me's. If you're talking about them, and you're talking about content creators, if a chick could start a YouTube channel or Instagram page and get on some pick me stuff and have thousands, if not, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dudes, eating out of her hand, doesn't that disprove your previous argument about that whole 10-to-1 and men got it easy because they just got so many options and women just falling out of the sky for them? Doesn't that refute your previous argument? Like, if it was really like that for men, then the pick me probably wouldn't develop as much of a following if women were really on that shit that you've been talking about, how they're on some, how do I treat a man right? How do I do this? How do I do it? If they were really on that, and it was really some 10-to-1 thing, and if it was really some situation where the majority of men just had this vast amount of options, the pick me business would not even exist. That business comes into existence because there are some people who genuinely support content creators that they agree with the message, but then there are some people who they just, in any way that they possibly can, they just want to hear a woman talk nice to them. The mere fact that pick me's exist, I'm talking about the online pick me content creator. I ain't talking about the real life chick that's actually doing it right with an actual man that she's actually with. I'm talking about the content creator who's basically making content for men, advocating for men, speaking men's views, ideas, thoughts, sentiments, and all of that. The woman who's doing that and got a bunch of guys, some of them just support the message, some of them do develop an affinity for the chick. The mere fact that that exists shows that that shows who has the power play. that shows who has the power in that situation. I almost sang it, but I changed my mind at the last minute.
Choose me's and pick me's, and I'm going to be clashing with the dudes because my narrative is not about overpowering men and taking men down. My narrative is we need to be strong as a community. Everybody needs to be thinking on all cylinders, know how to communicate, know how to have discernment, common.
We need to be strong as a community, says the woman who basically said that I'm good, I'm okay not having a man, I have a career. But then you're going to circle it back to community talk.
sense so that we can move forward. And that does not require you to put me down or make me subservient so that you can feel like a man.
Oh damn! I made it to the end of that already. Oh wait, damn! Oh shit! I've been on for an hour. I've been on forever. BMT, shout out to you, Black Man Travels. Yes, we gotta make that. We gotta make that happen. You always hit me up at the odd time when I'm kind of taking a break from talking about Passport Bro stuff, but I always forget to hit you up when I'm back talking about it. But we'll force it in. We'll force it in. Hit that email, the booking. Drop the email for it's Bernard. I don't even know my booking email, but I have a particular email for that, and somebody who manages that email respond to it, and it will get the date set up. There it is. Booking at thegrownmanhour.com. Hit that email and it will get set up. Hit that email and it will get set up. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. But yeah, there's that with that. When I found that conversation mildly interesting, But going back to what I was talking about before, I do want to and now I gotta move all the way over here because what I'm doing, and I'm only going to talk about this briefly today, but I came across this and yeah, everything in red is stuff that's owned by those that we don't speak of. So with Kanye is talking about all that control and this or that or blah blah blah, he is definitely he's definitely right when he's talking about the overall total leverage. When he's talking about that overall total leverage and everything that they have, that they will, the power that they will, the power that they've used to basically get everybody up until damn Foot Locker taking this shit off the shelves. Yeah, that shit there, that does speak volume. That does speak volume. But it says who controls your mind? Who controls your mind? But that definitely speaks volumes. You can't overlook that point. Again, like I said on the last show that got taken down, so I kind of want to reiterate this point because the last one got taken down, but I want to reiterate this point. I support him speaking up and saying what he got to say. I want him to be calculated and strategic with it. If he scattershot a bunch of stuff, just threw a bunch of shit against the wall to see what stuck, and it essentially he ended up just taking an L and losing because he said it, then I can't support what he did, because I support him doing something that results in him winning. Black self-made billionaire worth $6 billion. That's a good thing. If he's going to be worth a few $100 million, that's not a good thing. So if there was a way to handle this, manage this, and strategically and calculatedly, in a calculated way, do it to where he still come out on top and still be a billionaire, I would have rather see him try to do it that way, even if it took him longer to do it that way. I didn't want to see him do it in a way to where it makes him not a billionaire in a not recoverable way. I don't want to see that. They're able to do what they do because they have power and influence, and you perhaps gave up your power and your ability to move strings and pull levers and someday, be the catalyst that helps Black people get in half of that position that they're in. You see, so that I do have some issue with that. I do have some issue with that. I want to, I do have some issue with that. But there's that. But let me move that off of the screen. Number of things on the table. What was I getting at? In this so-called reality that we live in, where it's 10-1 and Men got so many options, according to the previous lady that we just talked about. It's 10-1. Men got so many options, and women are at a disadvantage, and they're just begging, baby, please, what must I do to please you? What must I do to please you? That's how they operating, but we still get Instagram posts like this. And this ain't some I don't think this ain't some big IG model or nothing like that. It's just a regular chick that Spiritual World, saw her post and posted it because they thought it was funny. This is just some regular chick. I've dated regular chicks. I've met a chick on Tinder, and then she opened up her Tinder while she was there with me, like sitting on my lap going through her Tinder, showing me how many matches and how many unreplied messages. Like, I've seen it. I've seen regular average chicks who just talk about, man, I'm overwhelmed with so many bombardment of messages. I couldn't respond to all of them if I tried. Like, I've seen that through and through 10 times over. But anyway, this chick right here says, my ex really set the bar high for the next nigga. He got me flowers every week, took me on lunch dates outside on a blanket with my favorite wine, cooked for me all the time. Damn, that's that. I cook you dinner as soon as I get home from work, nigga. But all right, anyway, so man, he got me flowers every week, took me on lunch dates outside on a blanket with my favorite wine, cooked for me all the time. I'm literally not dealing with less. Someone asked $1 million question. So why is he your ex? Because he wasn't cute. I was trying something different. Now, it is what it is. It's whatever. A chick don't want to mess with it. If you don't find them attractive, you don't find them attractive. I ain't tripping. That is what it is. But I'm saying that flies in the face like this. That doesn't sound like these don't sound like people with limited options. These don't sound like people who are just struggling to figure out what is it that men want from me. Like, these sound like people who just these sound like people walking around in the exact same way that they describe men. That's how, when women just speak uninterrupted, that's the women actually talk like and act like the way, I mean, talking regular women act like and talk like the way that they describe all men to be. Probably only a small percentage of men can talk like that, but it'd be regular ass women. It'd be regular ass women who be on that shit right there. Like, these women, they just starving. They just starving for love and affection, and they want it so bad. Remember the clip? Remember the clip? The chick, she was just saying, what was she saying? How, we're just trying to figure out just how to just be a good woman to that man, and just how to add love to his life, and how to do this and how to do all that. And but reality is, he brought all the love. And if he was doing all that. He was treating her good. And if he wasn't cute, if I were to be even entertaining him, he probably had a good job and was doing all that extra stuff. But on a whimsical, on a whim, it's like, nah, I'm through with him. He ain't cute. That don't sound like the situation as homegirl was describing it. Weather says, Bernard, but who cares if she dumped him for being ugly? That's on her. That's on him too. We're doing a show here where we talk about the social dynamics between male and female. To come in here and ask the question, who cares if she did this or did that? That's like coming to a basketball game and saying, who cares if he made or missed a shot? It's on him. Goddamn weather. Goddamn weather. I swear, you derail the show more than women when they come here. Women don't come in here hating no more. It's funny how men basically replace that. Men come in here with the cockeyed, convoluted criticism now. It's weird. It's a very weird thing. Very weird thing that goes on here. Hold up. Very, very weird thing that we got going on. Studio Mansion says Bernard is currently talking about the contrast of value. What he's speaking is irrelevant. Thank you, Studio Mansion, for at least understanding what the fuck the topic is. These niggas. Hold up. Trying to pull that down.
Those are the worst guys to get because they're not nice to you. And you get within that year he pursued you. What made you not want him?
I thought he was too nice. I thought I would walk all over him, and I was going.
I thought he was too nice.
That's the type of stuff that's happening in reality. Now, isn't it an interesting dynamic? Isn't it an interesting dynamic where if a woman is nice, that's more attractive to a man? Them being nice, we find that extremely attractive. Extremely attractive if a woman is too nice. You never heard a man complain about a woman being too nice, but only women complain about a man being too nice. What does that then say about what does that say about women? The link is in the chat, by the way. What does that say about women if women will complain about a woman being too nice? If women will complain about a man being too nice, you'll never hear a man complain about that. Like let that process and thinking and sink in. Man too nice, turn off. It's a problem. It's a serious problem. But one of the things that we are mostly attracted to is them being nice. So so it's like they're basically saying all this stuff that we're claiming that we want, we don't want it. That's essentially what they're saying. We are joined by Game Changer. What is going on? What is up?
Hey, what's going on, Bernard? I only heard a little bit of it, but I get the gist of where this is going. So essentially what we're dealing with is they are trying to present a scarcity mindset. And when really they have an abundancy mindset. It's the men that have a scarcity mindset. Now, the reason for this is to advertise their pussy. Basically, they're saying that, listen, there's plenty of it here. You need to come here to get it, is essentially what they're doing. In a attempt to bring as many, to continue to perpetuate the boys to the yard thing. Now, the reason why they have an abundance mindset when it comes to, something important. All right. The reason why they have an abundance mindset when it comes to pussy is because of the hookup culture. Essentially, what they're doing is they're offering something for nothing. That's what hookup is. So let's just say you told me before that you did your own hair. So let's just say that
I what?
You cut your own hair, right?
I thought did you say cut your own hair or did your own hair?
Is there a difference?
Yeah, men cut their hair, women do their hair.
Okay, so you cut your hair. You cut your own hair.
Yeah. I don't. Men don't go get their hair did.
Yeah, fair enough.
Unless they get one of those man unit Atlanta things that's going on. Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Okay. So you cut your own hair. Now, if you were to one day said, I'm going to offer this for free and put that offer online, basically saying free haircuts, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will try to take advantage of that offer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's essentially what they're doing. They're advertising something that they're not necessarily offering just to fill up their inboxes, et cetera, to that thing. And then say, there's no line. There's no line over here. So I need you to come and get this free haircut and continue this process. You know, like somebody say, "Oh, okay, there's a free haircut."
Hey, if you Negroes want to just use that lingo and just say, yeah, I'm going to get my hair done, and then start doing a weave pat, like, okay, fine, then go ahead. Y'all are welcome. Y'all are welcome to go get your hair done and then wave your hair back and forth like that damn song or whatever the hell. Whatever y'all into. I'm not gonna fight y'all on that. It's okay. Or if you have dreads or braids or okay. So okay, yep, y'all get yeah, fine. If y'all still doing finger waves, if that's what's going on, all right, cool. Go get your hair done. All right, moving on. All right, go ahead, GC.
Yeah, so that's essentially what's going on. They're offering something for nothing, just to get a line of people hoping to get that something.
All right, let me pull this up. Let's we'll get a live react here to this one. Wait, hold on.
Was going.
I
Wait a minute,
thought
wait a minute.
he was too nice.
Here we go.
Within that year he pursued you, what made you not want him?
I thought he was too nice. I thought I would walk all over him, and I was going.
I thought he was too nice.
She thought wrong.
Oh, I did. I thought wrong.
I don't know what it is. There is this thought out there, this desire out there. I want me a soldier. I want me a hard dude. I want me this and that and the other thing. And those are the worst guys to get because they're not nice to you. And you get a nice guy and you're worried like, I don't want him. Why wouldn't you want a nice guy? I mean, they always say nice guy finish last. That's because women are foolish.
All right. And that's what was put out there in their video. Now, there's two sides to this. One, I accept that there's aspects of niceness that they don't like, and when you got to accept that and adjust to it, or just understand it, or just understand that is what it is, and don't bend over backwards trying to be nice. But I do like to look at the social dynamics of male and female, how a woman being real nice is like the ultimate turn on. A man being too nice to women, unless he's a certain type of, unless they just really just high on him for other reasons, that they might be glad that, okay, this guy who gives off a persona like he ain't nice to nobody is being nice to me. I like that. You know, there's a such thing as that, but in general, being too nice can be a turnoff and make you look weak. Let's try to make sense of those social dynamics. Niceness is the ultimate turn on for us, but it seems to be one of the major turn offs for them. But men get blamed for the toxicity in relationships. Make it make sense, GC.
It's not supposed to make sense, Bernard, because it's complete and total bullshit. When they say somebody is too nice, essentially what they're creating this illusion and delusion to society, and it's really to put men against each other. She's not with a guy who's not nice. She's not with fucking anybody. You know, let's be clear. Women who say that, you know, they don't go out and get bad boys because, you know, bad boys got it worse than nice dudes. So miss me with the bullshit, the Pookie Ray Ray educated lame. Bitch, you're not fucking Pookie Ray Ray either. You know, stop with the bullshit.
I heard you make that argument before, like the women ain't, like they ain't getting, if they getting anything, they're getting dick from somewhere.
Or they're getting it from nowhere. Did you ever stop and think that, why is it that we assume that these chicks are getting dick? Like, why? Why do we assume that, Bernard?
Because if the said woman in the video were to go on her Facebook page, even if she just got 1,000 friends on Facebook and 600 of them are men, and she in some way, shape, or form, if not explicitly, bluntly, or vaguely implied that she wanted some dick tonight, I tend to believe she would get roughly a bare minimum 300 messages. Like there's no, like, the only way that she's not getting it is if she's literally not making, if she's just giving off unavailability to where no dude would even bother to
No,
even
no, Bernard. Having the opportunity to get it doesn't mean that a person is getting it.
okay, so are you saying that they're desensitized by the fact that they could get it whenever they want, to where they don't, to getting it just becomes not a big deal?
That's exactly what I mean.
Okay, I can understand that.
Well, I don't think that is really prudent of us to just say that, okay, they must be getting it from somewhere. That's kind of like saying, oh, pork is cheap, therefore Game Changer must be eating it somewhere, or he must be buying it from somewhere. Like, no, it doesn't. Just because they have easy access to it doesn't mean that that they're doing it. In fact, if they were, they wouldn't have easy access to it. That's why they're not. See, you got to think like a bitch every now and again. You got to think like a bitch, And in their main, yeah, exactly. Jaquan said it best. Attention is what they want. If every woman was out fucking at the same time, then their inbox wouldn't be full, because all the men would be busy fucking somebody else. They've realized that they get more attention by not fucking all the time. So she is not fucking. And then we just make this illusion, that, because it was hot in the 90s, that Pookie Ray Ray is.
Well, I wouldn't even.
No,
I don't do the Pookie Ray Ray stuff.
I'm not saying you, but essentially that's what the judge was saying. When she said he too nice or something like that. Well, where's her asshole that she's fucking? Where's the dude in the court that's the asshole that she's fucking? She's not fucking anybody.
This is the part that I agree with you that, I agree with you on the attention thing. They want the attention. They got all those guys in the DM. All those women that got all those guys in the DM. If they was all fucking, then all the guys would be fucking. Here's the deal. They could be fucking somebody. For example, there could be one dude. And I mean, if we think about it, we all have been that dude. If a woman that you're not in a relationship with, but you do have a casual sexual type of thing with, where, maybe once a week she come through and y'all have sex. If you ever had a situation like that, she come through once or twice a week. If you ever had a situation like that, damn well that same woman is still fielding all kinds of attention from other people. So they could have, tens of 20 dozens of guys who they just soaking up attention from, but probably just one that they smashing.
Okay, and then they may here's the thing about that, Bernard. I'm not saying that she's an incel or a virgin or anything like that. Sporadically fucking a dude is not taking him off the market. Okay, if she's fucking some dude once or twice a week or some shit like that, he is still out there on Tinder. The whole point is to keep the men on Tinder, is to keep the niggas in the inbox. Why? Because having a man in her inbox is better than having a man in her box. That is the truth of it. Like, that is, they were setting up the climate in order to do that. Y'all ridiculous. Who's in the chat room? Where's Jackie J? REM, Shada. When was the last time y'all had some dick? Keep it a buck. How often do y'all fuck? We're like in day 250 this year. Okay, did y'all fuck 250 times in 2000?
No, okay. All right.
If not, right quick. If not, then the person you would be fucking is online.
I agree that they not bang. That's where the exaggeration comes in, when dudes make it seem like they're fucking 250 days. I mean, 365 days out the year, and damn near a different dude every time. It don't work like that. That part I do get. But anyway, hold on. Let me transition real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to work transition. Anyway, Mr. Fantastic in the building. He says, "Oh yeah, fancy, hun. Hair done, nails done, everything did. It's haircut. Hashtag B Riley was right. Yeah. I'm standing on that. It's men, we go get our hair cut. We don't go get our hair did. No, come on now. Come on now. Yeah, get the likes up. Get the likes up though. But thank you. Shout out to Mr. Fantastic. Do appreciate that.
But it's trickery. And I don't like the trickery because it causes unnecessary division. You know, that's like if I was to just advertise somewhere, I don't know, wherever they advertise for labor jobs and say high paying jobs in the labor industry, and then not hire no damn body. Just watch the applications fill up. And then white people say, oh, it's them damn Mexicans that's taking the jobs. And then, you know, they say it's the niggers that's taking the jobs or some crap like that, when really they ain't giving the jobs to nobody.
Okay, if you were talking to incels who are saying they can't get pussy because the women are giving pussy to so and so or this dude or that, then that would be an acceptable argument. That's not. I don't have all the same suppositions as the incels.
No,
I just
no,
so
no.
so I but understand where you're coming from, and to that
No, this
person
is
does
not.
need to get talked down from the ledge to just thinking that this every night that this woman is not fucking him, she's fucking somebody else. You know, like, yeah, I get that. I understand where you're coming from in that regard.
I'm not talking to incels, Bernard. I'm talking to these lying ass judges. I'm talking to the judge there was lying. Now, she may have been lying to incels, who knows? But you know, she was lying.
What did she lie about?
So the woman just said that, you know, I had to leave this guy because he's too nice. She didn't leave him because he's too nice. She left him because she wanted to get back to her inbox. So she didn't. What? Why you look confused by that?
Because she could mess with him and still have an inbox, or she left him because if they were together, you think she left him because she just wanted to be single.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, but
that happens. But if he wasn't a nice guy and he was, you know, if she was attracted to him and he was somewhat of a jackass, that would have been enough to mentally and emotionally stimulate her to keep pursuing him and trying to
no, it
monkey
is not.
dance for him. That happens.
Nothing is more stimulating than the streets to these bitches.
We agree on that. We agree on that. They go back and forth from the streets and then into a relationship that they would call toxic, even though they're the facilitator of the toxicity. I do agree. Yes, they go back and forth between that. That's what these chicks do. I think we can agree damn near. But go ahead, Hood.
I think you're off on one little point though. Just to add this one thing. When she was talking about him being too nice, that was how they met. He basically wore her down. In the beginning, she said, I rejected him because he was too nice. And then I guess eventually he got to her, but it wasn't that she left him because he was too nice.
Okay, the thing is, Hoodservative, is that the judge assumed, she just made this imaginary, bad boy up. And then she went on a whole diatribe that was unnecessary. You know, like, it's weird. It's like if I say I don't like vanilla ice cream, somebody says, "Oh, well, you think chocolate ice cream is good." Like, wait, I didn't say that. It could be that I just don't like ice cream.
Let me kind of jump on this part of it for a second, then, because that's really why I hit the link, and I wanted to talk about.
Hold on, bro. What the hell you mean? I don't get it. I hate when y'all do that shit. Don't say I don't get it, and I just goddamn said I understood that, and I do content damn near day after day talking about how they get high off attention and want that more. Like, what the fuck? I hate when people do that. Anyway, carry on, Hoodservative. If you watch my damn show, you know that I understood that. But anyway,
this thing about being too nice, right? And you kind of asked the question, Bernard, like, what is that? Like, what are we supposed to make of that? And I totally lean into the idea, like, and it's kind of obvious too when you look at that dynamic. Like, he's too nice. What women are saying is it's a low key. It's almost like a biological acknowledgement that the average guy, like men are kind of like better people in a weird kind of way. I feel weird even putting it out there like that.
No, that's now hold on. You understood where I was going by posing that question. That's exactly where I was leading it to. Is if we view niceness as an ultimate turn on. Like I remember one time I was standing in line somewhere and it wasn't that much room. It was like a little skinny area. It was like a long line in a skinny area. And this little Sicilian, Middle Eastern looking woman, it wasn't enough room for her to get by without brushing into me. So she like, real little. She's like probably about 5 feet tall or something like that. She was, and like I could hear her little voice behind me. She was like, "Excuse me, sir." And I was like, oh shit, bitch. Don't be making my dick hard if all you trying to do is just get by. But she said it so nice and polite. I was like, damn. But
Right.
that's
Actual
weird.
soft girls.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my general point. If politeness and niceness is something that we're attracted to, and then the opposite of that in many cases is what a lot of them are attracted to, it does say something about men and something about women that we probably are genuinely better people. I interrupted you, but go ahead.
But no, we feel weird about saying it because we almost want them to be better than us, right? We want
Yeah.
them to be better than us. That's why we're attracted to that shit. But I think on the other side of that too, it's this weird phenomena of when a man like sees a nice woman, he's like almost biologically compelled to that woman, and will probably like go the extra mile and do all the white knighting and protect her and all that stuff, right? Whereas a woman sees a nice man as a meal, like she said it right there, like he's too
Yeah.
nice, I'll walk all over him. Like, so you have it in your mind to abuse him. Like a man has to be like, I have to be unable to conquer this man. Which from a woman's perspective, that's really how she sees it, right? I have to be unable to conquer him, right? But what that means on a practical sense is I am your superior. And you want that, but you don't want to want it. That's the thing that drives them crazy. Like, because once you acknowledge that, it's like, all right, so I do get to be a little bit of an asshole, right? So it's a weird kind of duality to it.
Well, and it's moreover like this, where she's basically saying that, you know, I I know I walk all over him. If I'm able to conquer him, then that's a problem. I'm going to lose respect for him. But okay, in what way do a woman actually conquer the man? Like, so then this speaks to the core of the space of something we talk about. When a man fully commits to a woman, goes full blown whole hog, even if he don't went down there and signed legally binding documents at the courthouse, aka a marriage, and the whole works, does that induce in her mind that, got him, I've conquered him? So it's like it's almost like, to some degree in my mind at least, when a man goes through with that or gives in with that, it's the woman, in it's like she loses a little bit of that, that I can't conquer him, I can't control him, and now I'm turned on and more attracted to him. But once he gives off any yes man energy at all, then that's where the lack of respect comes in, and that's where they start treating you different in a relationship, or that's where that's how it turns into the sexless marriage. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how it turns into that. But then
I've heard the solution to that.
Go ahead.
No, I've heard the solution to that whole, like, she doesn't respect you in a marriage thing, is to become more attractive to other women. Like, it's weird how you got to play with their mind, but back to that whole point though, it's like game coaches and dating coaches or whatever, they'll deliver that message to you in one way or another, but ultimately you have to like act better than her. It's a weird kind of mind game, but that's the deal, and they respond to that. That's why, like, the bad boy gets what he gets and the nice guy gets abused.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's wild. But no, that's definitely where I was going, or what I was thinking along.
There is no bad boys. There's just bitches that want to fill up their inbox.
I think we're talking about two different things.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is too. Because what you're talking about is more like the attention economy thing, where it's like you only need, as a woman, right? A woman, biologically speaking, women pretty much only go for one dick at a time. Generally speaking, you'll get some women who got a couple of guys in a rotation, but that's really not the norm. They'll have one guy that, he's the one hitting it, and other guys are taking her out and doing stuff and fixing her car and shit like that.
Yeah, I found that out through a woman I was having sex with. I told the story before. I found out she was still going on dates, and she was coming over to my house after she got done with the dates. And I figured that out and was like, damn.
Did she try to talk to you about the date? Because I've been through that too. And I was like, look, first of all, I don't want to know because
No,
it just feels weird. I don't need to hear the play by play, especially because we about to be fucking like, don't give me these ideas. It's all
no,
wrong. This whole thing is wrong.
no. But she didn't try to talk to me about it. But it fucked my head up because I've taken women out on lots of dates, and they it got me to the point to where I started realizing that, oh, I'm just one of the attention dudes on the hamster wheel. And then I because, okay, if I'm taking a woman out on a lot of dates and stuff, but I could tell it's progressing somewhere, it's about to get somewhere. But if I'm taking her out on a lot of dates and I know, and I figured out that, oh, this ain't progressing nowhere, it ain't going nowhere, I'm on a hamster wheel, then that's when I figured out, oh, I'm just one of the dudes in her little attention matrix or carousel or whatever. And but that didn't discount the fact that, oh, she's able to adequately manage this attention carousel because she's getting her sexual needs met somewhere. And then once I was the sexual needs guy and I realized she had a attention carousel going on, then it all went full circle that those two things coexist together perfectly. All right, I get it.
You finally been on both sides of the bitch.
Yeah, that changed your perspective when you've been when you've been the loser and you've been the winner. When you realize that I know I ain't the only dude she talking to, but I'm the only one she fucking. And then when you realize you've been talking to a chick for a while and you realize, oh, I'm never going to have sex with her. I'm just in her attention matrix. That's, and then when you realize that it changes the game. And that's why I always give props to, ARC, because one thing, even though there are things that, some people don't like about, Mode 1, and I have my issue, some aspects of it don't really fit my personality, just right up front out the gate with the shit. But you do have to, at some point, you do got to be direct. Because I remember a chick that I was in her little attention cycle thing. I went on and got super direct with her. And then she just poof, be gone, disappeared. And I'm like, damn, I wish I would have did that sooner. I would have saved a lot of time, energy, effort, and money. And that's the part of Mode 1 I absolutely 100% agree with. Go ahead and get it out the way. Get it out the way. Just go ahead and be as direct as possible and see where the chips gonna fall versus wasting all your damn time. But yeah.
I mean, the way I look at it is like this. It's real simple. If she wasn't fucking you, what is she gonna do? Not fuck you some more?
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. I'm with hold on. Oh shit. I'm trying to pull something else up real quick. Hold on. Give me a minute. I was supposed to have it more Johnny on the spot, ready to go. Okay, hold on. Hold up. Can y'all see that? No, y'all can't see that.
Okay.
Where is good?
Oh wait, damn. This is acting weird. Hold on. Okay, here it go over here. All right, there it is. There. I normally have stuff more Johnny on the spot than this, but all right. My bad. All right, here we go.
People say, like, why don't you have a man? As if there were so many options. You know what I mean? Like, that used to blow my mind when people say, like,
I want one.
Like, why are we acting as if we're like getting dropped off at Good Island and we're just like, no, he's too short. No, he's too fine. Like, that's not a thing that's happening. Okay?
Where is Good Island?
Listen, there has not been a charted course yet, and I'm literally trying to find it. Like, I talk to my dude all the time about, like, where'd you come from? Like, where y'all at? It's like,
all right.
Well, you got a man? Hold up. Bitch got a man. Bitch got a man. Talk about there are no good men around. I be asking my nigga, where the rest of y'all at? Like, bitch, shut up and be happy. This is the problem with y'all.
Exactly. But GC, what's your thoughts on that? Her fucking got a man, but still like carrying water on her head for the sisterhood. It's like,
No, that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, they're trying to fill up the inbox of others. First of all, because she understands that her relationship is temporary. Her relationship is definitely temporary, and she wants when her relationship is over, and it's going to be over for a ridiculously made up reason. Bullshit. Okay. Anyway, then I'm gonna address the chat room.
What's going on?
So, no, I'm gonna address the chat room after this though. But once her relationship ends,
tell me who said it so I can find it.
No, Shada, because Shada was like, these guys
Shida?
be getting at me. Well, Shida, Shida, yeah, whatever.
Sheba?
Jackie's friend.
Let's mess up her name on purpose. We call her Sheba. Let's mess up her name on purpose. Okay, Sheba. Okay, go ahead.
But no. The point is that she was like, if these guys that was hitting on me wasn't in the second trimester, then maybe they'll get some play. And then I says to her, well, has a fit guy ever hit on you? And she was like, yeah, because I'm in the gym. And, and then I said, have you ever turned a fit guy down? And she said, no. That bullshit! That is bullshit. You telling me that every fit guy on the planet that want to fuck can fuck? Is that what you telling me? You telling me that you just go to the gym? So what? You the gym tramp or something like that? They come work in the bench and then they come home and work your bench. That is ridiculous. You shoot down fit dudes too. Stop with the bullshit. You see, this is the era. This is the environment of bullshit that is being spread.
Hold on, wait. Time out. Jackie, time out your friend. Nobody do it. I want Jackie to do it. I want to look and see that she did it. I want to, because I came to find out they're actually roommates, and I want to start a fight at their house. Time out your friend,
That's
Jackie.
cold.
Time
I like
out.
how you play.
Good. She was damn, no, don't hit her. Don't hide her. Just time her out. God damn, she went full gangster. I meant just give her a couple lashes. She went off with the head. Like shit.
Right. I mean, no, I know she means well. Listen, this isn't me just thumping on her for the sake. This is me just saying that they have this yearning for attention. They just have this yearning to say, oh yes, just get in shape and you could get this. You're just one sit up away from this pussy. That is ridiculous. You turn down fit guys too. It's not only fat dudes that look like they in the second trimester that get turned down by chicks. Name one dude that's just in shape, that's just not fat, that go around fucking anybody they want. That's ridiculous. Michael B. Jordan just got fucking friend zoned. Like, what the hell? Come on now. That is ridiculous. But that's the illusion. They are addicted to the attempt. They're addicted to the inbox. They're addicted to, that feeling of they all want me and they can't have me. They're addicted to it.
Mm-hmm. Weather in the building says, hold on,
else.
real quick, hold your thought. The weather in the building says, men and women in an endless war to see who can point the finger, when in reality, both sides need serious therapy. No one is nicer or better. Whether with the can't we all just get along? Can't we just come together as and be one nice, wholesome community together? It's like, okay, all right. Thank you, Weather.
That's just, see, these are the people that assume that all things are equal.
Right.
No, weather is full of shit.
Y'all balance niggas are full of shit, by the way. There's no balance in war.
Well, there's no balance in anything. Like, that's like me saying because Bernard is an inch taller than me, his IQ has to be lower than mine. It doesn't. Some people are just all around better. Like, I mean, like some people are just all around better than others. Like, let's not with that. Let's not assume that there's balance. If one side is fucked up, then the other side must be equally fucked up. Hey, if the Nazis are attacking, then the French must be equally fucked up. No, sometimes one side is extraordinarily more fucked up than the other.
Weather is so full of shit. If I pulled up some of his old commentary before he got on this balance shit, it would blow y'all away. He used to be Indigenous TV. Yeah, so it's like he changed his name and now he's trying to, operate under a new persona. Anyway, KP from KC5 said Amanda's fate has been sealed. Get a Doberman. Well said, well put. Well put. I see what you did there. Go ahead, Hood Server. I think I cut you off. I think he's about to say something.
Dude, I totally forgot the point I was about to make now. Let's just move on for a minute.
Yeah, okay. Well, I completely.
And Jackie says she used to be with the ugliest nigga alive, but he was fit. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
oh.
Pick up the leftovers. See, that's the foolishness I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got it now. I remember what I was going to say. Two things, all right? And I'm kind of going back to that original. What was that lady's name, by the way, the comedy chick? Because
I don't know her name. I don't know her name, but it's a lot of clips of her, getting in these conversations. She, like I said, I did some content a while back. I didn't know her name then, but she was in a discussion with Ashy Larry, and it was kind of interesting. But yeah, now
she kind of highlighted something that I think we got to talk about. First point, right? The idea of the traditional relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
The traditional relationship, in my mind, is kind of the baseline of relationships. If the further you get from a traditional relationship, the less of a relationship you have, right? So the traditional relationship pretty much is, the order of things. And what she kind of expressed, and this is what women are doing without really trying to acknowledge it, they want to con you into a relationship where you're traditional in your role, but the relationship is not a traditional relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're trying to redefine relationships, essentially. That whole queen analogy, she totally got that thing screwed up. Like the chess analogy, how the queen is just doing whatever it wants. Like, no. The theory of chess,
What
anyway.
The hell? She don't play chess?
No, her exes used to play chess, which, like, again, if you really wanted the good relationship, why you not with them chess playing niggas? But that's kind of the point.
Wait. Let me, because I didn't see the thing. You're saying that she said that the queen just sits around and does what she wants?
No, I'm paraphrasing poorly, maybe, but she was making a chess analogy, and she was describing how the king doesn't really do much, but the queen is like, she gets to run around and do all this stuff. Like the queen is a powerful piece in the chessboard, right? But
Yeah.
she lost the analogy. She lost the analogy because a king without a queen, the game still goes on. A queen without a king, there is no chess game.
Yeah,
Well,
a king without a queen. Yeah, I agree.
Well, no. This is the argument she was making as she presented it. She was saying that she was basically saying that a woman needs to be strong. She needs to be powerful. You want her to be strong. In a game of chess, the queen is important. The queen is out there in front, but he got all these other people around the queen too. But the power that the king get a queen to go do all that stuff and fill and be in all these places, and if the rook can't get here, well, the queen can get there. She could do that. She could do this. She need to go out and exude all that strength. She can come home and be soft.
But see, and that's where she lost it, Bernard. The queen doesn't have her own strength. And I'm telling you, this is like the theory of chess, mind you. So it's, bear with me for a second. The queen is operating, and frankly, every other piece on the board is operating with the king's strength. And that's where she doesn't want to acknowledge the reality of things. Like, in the chess scenario, the queen isn't the strong piece. The king is the strong piece. That's why if you lose the king, the game's over. Now, the queen is basically using the king's strength. She wants to take that kind of reality. She's distorting the reality because in the real world, women are operating as if they are the king. And she's, this is all about me.
She did say that the queen gets her strength from the king, but in doing that, she tried to make an argument basically saying the parallel she was drawing is the ambitious career woman who's out there doing all these things and moving and shaking and making shit happen and all of that. Basically, you need her to be like that so she could be soft to you. What I countered by saying with that is that the the argument that they normally make, that they normally put out there, is that if a woman has to go out there and be moving and shaking and doing all these things and being industrious and being all that, she got to be in her masculine energy to do all that. Then when she come home to you, she can't just turn it. She can't just come down from it. That's normally what the argument is when they're making an excuse for them being masculine. Now she's basically saying, oh yeah, we masculine, but we need to be masculine. So we just gonna go out and be masculine, but we gonna be warm and soft to you when we get home. So it's like she's trying to flip the argument around.
Where she falls short is the simple fact: the queen is taking the king's order. Every position, every move that the queen makes on the board is a move that the king tells her to make. She's not willing to stretch that into reality, and that's where she's full of shit.
Right. Shout out to, well, hold on real quick. Shout out to everybody who supported the stream thus far, and everybody who has hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you go and do that. Oh shit, I'm still off camera. I didn't realize that. I was looking at something else. But all right. But yeah, let's see, what else did I have set in the chamber ready to go? I think that's it. I think I made it. I think I made it to the end of the show. Well, yeah, we had the 2 hour, 10-minute mark. Okay, yeah, cool. So I was probably going to wrap it up around the 2 hour mark. It was something else I was about to talk about, but that clip oh, okay, yeah, cool. We will do this. This will be the last one. Let me give me 1 second. We'll get a quick react to this if it's available, which it's not, but we'll get a quick react to this, and then we will wrap it up. And no, actually we not. I think we're gonna wrap it up because I can't. Where the fuck did it go? Okay, here it is. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, gentlemen. 1 second. 1 quick second. Let me put this. Oh shit, I forgot about that. I got all kind of shit I didn't get to. I meant to have this organized a little better today. But here we go.
Ain't that judge single?
I have no idea.
What's her name?
I don't know. She kind of looked like April Mason. But I have no idea. What her name is. No idea.
I think she did say she have a husband, though. I'm not sure. I forget her name, though.
All right, this is the last one. We'll look at this one real quick, and then we will get the fuck up out of here.
So I recently had a black man, say to me that he thought I was beautiful, he thought I was hilarious, he thought I was brilliant, and that the only thing keeping him from shooting his shot is that black women are not his preference. Now, I believe that in his heart of hearts, he believed that that was a compliment. But in fact,
on a scale from 1 through 10, how made up is this story?
Say that again.
I give it a 4.
I think this shit is 0 being made up, 10 being not made up.
I give it a 4 in the sense that, well, because I'm judging it by a possibility ranking, because 0 being it's impossible and 10 being it's most likely. I think it's a 4. You at this point, yeah, you might bump into a guy every now and then. It's like, you're pretty, but you're black.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I think that is highly improbable. But 4 is good. I would probably give it like a 2 or 3. See, this goes along the lines of you pretty for a dark skinned girl. You know how every dark skinned girl like hears that every single day. It just sounds like made up bullshit because it is. You darkies. Y'all know that y'all just making that shit up in order to get see, you must understand, Bernard, each and every single thing they do is just like each and every single thing we do is to get more pussy. Each and every single thing they do is to get more men hitting on them. Each and every single thing they do, her lipstick, her nose rings, her makeup, her hair, each and every single thing they do is to get more men to hit on them. And now she's trying to invite people who otherwise didn't hit on her to hit on her now.
You mean she trying to get guys to hop up on the stream and give push-ups, do push-ups in front of her?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The
Girls like
end goal
push-ups.
is to get 60-year-old men to do push-ups. That is a woman's ultimate goal in life.
Oh shit! I may have to pull that back up on the screen.
I mean, you know, now that I think about it, I've never had a chick drop down and give me 20 push-ups. Like that would actually make my day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really thinking about that. I have never had that before. You know, that's pimping right there. If you can get a chick to drop and give you 20, your game is tight.
Man, this is where I'm at and why I think the level of fakeness is extremely probable with this. Because one, this chick, she's a content creator on TikTok. Whenever a content creator tells a story that this just happened to me, and it lines up so perfect with the talking points, it's like talking point, and out of every little thing. Like, okay, you remember Game Changer, you remember that chick that you called her, she said, well, it was like around the time when there was a lot of rioting going on. This may have been after George Floyd or something like that. And this chick, you said she looked like she said she was on her way to work, but she stopped in to try to help out, with clean up or something. And then she went to a place and everything was just so all tore up and everything. You said she looked like her job was like she was like a soup storer or something like that for a living.
Yeah. She worked in a syrup factory. Yeah.
When it's like everything that she was saying is like it was just talking point. Whenever one of these TikTok chicks is telling a story that actually, hell, I'm quoting you, where you said everybody in the whole story fits a stereotype except for the person that's telling the story.
Yeah.
As if, like in real life, if some dude said that to her, as if he wouldn't get cussed out. But she was just, I just can't believe he said that to me. And then, but everybody fits a stereotype in a story except for the person telling it. That's how you know the story is fake. And I'm like, so when I heard that, like, I don't believe, I'll put it like this, I believe it's dudes that would be like, she cute, but I don't really mess with black chicks. That's a real thing. I don't think dudes are just I don't think dudes are randomly just walking. Like, did he just approach her like he was trying to holler and then reneged at the last minute when he figured out she was black? Like, it's a bullshit story.
He just cold approached you to dish you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who does that? Like, I mean, yeah, you're cute for a dark skin. Who does that? You're attractive, but you're black. Like, I just want to announce my racism to you, because that's what I like to do. I like to, tell women I find attractive that I'm a racist.
Well, no. This was
the more y'all tell this story, the more I want it to be true. Though I got to tell you, I kind of want this to be true.
No, but hold on. But real talk, this I didn't let enough of it play. It was an actual black dude.
But it's still racism.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's basically like, hey, by the way, if you have any white friends, tell them not to fuck with me. Is essentially what he's saying.
Okay, I got it. All right. In honor of the.
Please, may I have 60 seconds?
The best.
That's all I want to ask you.
That Game Changer participated in. Before we get out of here, we gotta play this in honor of Courtney Michelle. Who, listen, I haven't. A lot of y'all be criticizing her. I honestly have not watched her stuff. I don't know if she's what y'all say she is. I've seen some clips of her, saying some good things. I've seen some clips of her. That sounds kind of sisterhoodish. I don't watch her enough to have a true full clip opinion on her, a full opinion on her. I just know what the fuck happened right here. All right, I want to just throw that out there that I ain't beating up on her because I don't watch her shit. If this ain't, I mean, you can blame her, but you can't blame her for what happened. I know Game Changer, you said she induces something in these men that make them want just break out the what did Nate call it? Monkey dance disease or something like that.
Bro, do you see what a drop of black femininity will get you? And this is why, black men, we got to be better. We really got to be better because all they got to do is just a little wink of femininity, just a femininity head fake. And niggas like, I can do push-ups. You like push-ups? How about you ever seen a nigga do push-ups? Like, oh my God, come on, bro. Come on.
a wink of femininity head fake, just pump fake them, got them all the way up in the air.
Right. And then, look, mind you, I'm not really saying this about
up and under, and she just got him.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to pick on Courtney per se, because I genuinely don't have an issue with Courtney, so I'm not trying to make this about her, but it's more about the dude, like, bro, so that's what you'll do for some TV, YouTube, at a distance femininity. Like, God, in person, what would you do?
Yeah, but all right, let's go.
Please, may I have 60 seconds?
Okay,
That's
Don.
all. I won't ask you of anything else.
Okay.
Oh, the backstory. For those that don't know, Game Changer was talking about black women in their documented statistical weight issues and stuff like that, and he was bringing that into the conversation, and then that's when Leonard came up. Well, I got to deal with this.
Please, may I have 60 seconds?
Okay,
That's
Don.
all. I won't ask you of anything else.
Okay.
Okay. I got to respond to Game Changer. Game Changer. You talk about fat and this and that. Okay, what you need to do first, you need to turn your camera on. Then you need to get in this position and start doing some of this. You got everything to say.
Her face right now is like, what in the fuck is going on?
That's why I don't blame her for this. She blameless right now. This is all you, bro.
I know. You can't blame her, but in my mind, I'm like, these are the monsters you created.
To say about fitness, start doing some of this. Show the people something. I'm showing receipts, and I'm.
What'd you say,
Sheeta, he's
GC?
fit. I was just telling Sheeta that he's fit since.
Yeah, Sheeta, there you go. You never turn down an in shape dude. There goes in shape 60-year-old man. He could do push-ups and talk at the same time without being out of breath. That got to count for something.
I'm 60 years old. This is a 60-year-old man y'all looking at right now. 60-year-old man. Come on, Game Changer. You want to get some? You want to get some?
That was the funniest part.
Okay. This ain't what this is gonna be.
I don't know. I don't know if he was he throwing that at GC or at Courtney. I can't tell who the push-ups was really aimed at. Who really wants to get some here?
I mean, I think in his mind, he think defeating Game Changer in a push-up competition elevates his status to her. I think that has to be where it's at. But that's not the funniest part.
Well, it's clear that being fit isn't going to, unless he is smashing Courtney. She just seen those push-ups and was like, oh, I got to get some of that.
But no, she told him to get up. I said that was the funniest part when she started trying to tell, like, basically, like, stop it. Like you're
like, get up,
you're embarrassing yourself. Like, stop it. Like, you're embarrassing both of us.
And I got to give her credit for doing that. She did try to stop his self-humiliation.
Yeah, I compared it to a guy dropping down on one knee to propose to a chick in public, and she just like leaned down, like, stop it, just get up, hurry up, get up. Like, you're embarrassing us. Get up. That's what I heard.
You want to get some?
Okay. But this ain't what this is gonna be. Get your butt up now.
I'm just saying. I'm 60 years old. I know he's a way young man.
All right.
Come get some.
Now I'm about to get in trouble. Hold on. I'm about to get us all in trouble. I think we almost to the 3-hour mark. We about to have some cringe. All right. What if Obi was doing push-ups? How would that play out? Because did you guys watch that stream? I was cracking up. I had to play a clip of this because that whole show with Obi and Courtney, and they were talking all about the viscosity of the juices and shit.
I didn't see that, but I heard about it.
I know who she want to see do some push-ups.
Yeah, you you done went all the way there. All right.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't see that, but I heard about it. There was a
bro, nah. That whole stream looked like a first date conversation, bro.
Yeah, I think they on about their third or fourth date. But anyway, let me get out of here. Let me get. It's time to go. It's time. All right, I'm just playing. But I didn't see that. I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't even. It's I was about to end the show anyway. So
here, Bernard, I'm gonna start one up. Because,
we're gonna end on that note, man.
Well, let me start one up right quick, Bernard.
Okay, yeah, start one up. You drop the link in your chat. Y'all can go over there and get on that kind of fucker. I ain't going.
Listen, everybody, listen. I'm gonna do a rare thing and plug OB real quick. Listen, go watch We Need to Talk. I forget the name of the show, but it was like sexual conversations with OB and Courtney. And ladies, it might get steamy, ladies. It might get steamy. You might like it. It was fun to watch though. It was fun to watch. I had a lot of commentary on it. I covered it on my channel the other night, but yeah. That was fun stuff, man.
Yeah, I do not be watching enough people's stuff, man. I be missing so much stuff. Like I have people who watch stuff and then send it to me and hopefully timestamp it, but I don't be keeping up. So I knew that they did a one-on-one together. I know that when he initially had her on, the white backdrop brown chair, I think that was his most viewed video. And so, they've worked together previously. So,
no more white light.
A good working relationship.
No more white light. It's red light. There's a red light. I shit you not. Red light time. You know what it means when you put in the red light bulb, bro. You know what? Listen, the red light bulb was on, my nigga.
Game Changer, do you got your stream ready so I can drop the link and then end this?
Yeah.
Immediately. Drop your link.
Yeah. Hold on, right quick.
Drop your link. We got a hood server.
For real, bro. It was times where I felt like I was eavesdropping.
Well, I don't really know or care if they're doing it or not, but I will say that it affects the point of view. Like I could see why he would become protective, and that would have a factor on why he attacked Chantel so hard, because that really did make sense to me.
I think once you publicly discuss viscosity with a woman, you're kind of bonded together, and so you will.
I've had selection conversations with women I haven't had sex with.
All right, there you go, right there. There's the link to Game Changers channel. So don't just click the X when you leave here. Don't just log off. Click the link to Game Changers channel. Let that be your exit out the door. Clicking the link on his channel and going over to watch Game Changer. I don't know what the topic is. I don't know if he's going to be piggybacking on any of this talk of viscosity or whatever the hell. But we'll go over and check Game Changer out. And again, I'd like to thank everybody who supported the live stream, everybody who liked, shared, subscribed, did anything to participate in any way, shape, or form. I do greatly appreciate you. And with that said, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.